What up, everyone? Another episode of the SoleSavy Podcast. As always, we brought in a new guest, and we're gonna take things down a different path and talk about all the good things about sneakers from a charitable aspect. I've got Rikki here from Hav-A-Sole. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me, man.
Absolutely. So we have been officially working together for a little bit here, but for people who are unaware of you, Hav-A-Sole, give us a breakdown and tell us about the foundation.
Yeah. Appreciate the love, first of all and foremost. You and SoleSavy, the team has been incredibly just into what we're doing as an organization. So first of all, appreciate you and all the love.
Appreciate you as well.
Hav-A-Sole is almost 8 years old, and we're excited for this milestone, man. It's been quite the journey, man. Ups and downs. We've given out almost 40,000 pairs of shoes. We visited over 35 different major cities across the United States. But to really understand where it started would be when I was 9 years old, and my mom ended up going to prison for a year. And when she got out, we moved into a low-income women and children's shelter. So from there, it went from happy family to, hey, we were poor, we're on welfare, couldn't afford much. So I remember her getting me Payless shoes and just working on my left-handed layup on the basketball court, but having like really big holes in my shoes. Kids typically run through their sneakers as they should, but we didn't have the resources to get new shoes. So that's what I had to deal with for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 10 years old, and we're at the shelter, and this woman was visiting. Her name was Becky. And Becky was sharing her story that she went through the same organization. She was just trying to uplift the women and children there. So she had noticed that I had big holes in my shoes and made an offer. And what we ended up doing was she took us to the Van store over in Culver City and bought me 2 pairs of Vans.
Yeah.
And I remember that being like the first pair of shoes that I smelled, and the confidence. And I was like, oh, wow, this is a moment. This is a special moment for me. So her small act of kindness was a moment that would later lead me down the road of collecting hundreds of shoes.
I think us as sneakerheads who have the means, myself, obviously, I have way too many sneakers. We look at sneakers as a form of, self-identification. It says who we are. It tells our stories, whether we're wearing, Flaming Moe's Adidas or Air Yeezys, because, you're a fan of Kanye. I think for kids, and I think to myself when I was young, when my parents were immigrants and could afford one sneaker a year, it made me feel good about myself. Right. And I think a lot of people don't get that opportunity. So when we had the opportunity to work with you and support you, it was a no-brainer, because like I said, we're all privileged to have shoes in our lives, but there's so many people who don't, and it's always good to give back. And I love what you guys are building and doing, and what you've invested your life in. I think it's amazing. Tell us a little bit about what does a year look like for you? What are your goals for the rest of the year? What are you trying to do? Obviously, I think, just for context, I know you have a van, not a truck. I mean, like, what would you describe that as, that you've been going around and like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the community knows, but SoleSavy donated to help us secure a van. The Sprinter van is, with everything that's going on post-COVID, and it has been a slow process. So that is being worked on, and we will definitely update you as this van rolls out.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to make it to where we can have, efficiently just hit the streets, go on our road trips, have this van, and it's outfitted in a way that we're able to just impact the community and pull up to them and size them in that moment. So more work like that, connecting with your members in these cities as well, seeing how they can come out and volunteer. So the next year, we're looking to roll this van out to see if we can, or see about impacting more cities, and expansion, and just really showing that love.
So are you taking any sneaker donations on site? Like, how does that work if someone is in the street, going shopping and they see you pulling through?
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely be open to that. They would just have to follow the social media channels and see what we're going to be doing and reach out via direct messages to really coordinate a donation drop off. We're looking for new and very gently worn tennis shoes
Yep.
that we might not be wearing anymore. So one of the coolest things about it is like really tracking the journey of the sneaker, right? So in that big box that you're going to tape up and send over, there are memories in that box. And when you send it over here, I'm gonna open up that box and I'm like, cool, these are awesome shoes. And hopefully I get a chance to learn like, man, you bought these in New York, or you got these, like you said, this brand sent this. So it's awesome to see where they came from, and then eventually where they go. And we do our best on social media to share and tag the people who donate and see their shoes go from point A to point B.
How many sneakers do you think you guys have that have passed through Hav-A-Sole this year? Do you have a rough idea?
Oh man, incoming, I would say probably close to, and we're only halfway through the year.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten probably 5,000 or 6,000 shoes donated between members from our Hav-A-Sole community, some of the partners like Nike and Adidas and Stashed and Undefeated. Like there's a lot going on. A lot of people have reached out. We did something cool for Air Max Day, which Bodega donated a bunch of shoes. So nice. A lot of the shoe stores are connecting with us, and it's just been a blessing to see them like reach out to their community to get involved, to be the middleman to get our donations in. So yeah, we average on, and then on the flip side of that, what goes out, we average about 6,000 pairs that go out a year to the community. So
I know that the sneakerheads in the audience who are listening are thinking to themselves, what is the craziest or hypest pair that has been donated? Do you have any stories like that, or is it mostly like the stuff that's like potentially an afterthought for the sneakerhead collector?
No, we got 2 pairs that came in from my friend Nick and one from my friend Christian. We'll talk about Nick's donation. He donated the off-white women's Jordan 4. Size 11 and a half. And what we want to do with that is obviously create some kind of moment to where we can raffle that off to bring in more funding so we can get positions filled.
Yep.
And then my friend Christian also donated an off-white Dunk, one of the 50 that the sneakers app sent out the invitation to buy.
Yep.
Both of them are good friends and were inspired by the Hav-A-Sole mission, and they wanted to see it move forward. So for them to really reach inside their closet and donate 2 brand new shoes, one being valued at $600, the other value over $2,000. Like it's just like, wow, man, they really believe in what we're doing.
So where can people find you online, on social media? Where can they keep up with everything that you're doing and building?
Yeah, our biggest platform right now is Instagram and Facebook, which is at Hav-A-Sole, and it's Havasole. And I'm managing the account, so if they feel like they want to reach out, I'll be able to.
Yeah, literally doing everything. Literally doing everything.
Yeah, so just reach out, man. I love to talk about what we have going on and just hearing from the community. So
what is this setup? It looks like a wooden wall with a bunch of shoes. Before we wrap, tell me a little bit about this.
That display is when we pop up and create this shopping experience.
That's amazing.
We use pallets, we display the sneakers, and then what we do is we invite them over there to try on the shoes and create a cool experience for them. And I will say it's a one-man show on paper, but we do have support from volunteers and just amazing people. I know that we all have our day-to-day, you know what I mean? Like we're on that grind. So
absolutely.
Yeah, just shout out to everybody that supports Team Hav-A-Sole and companies like yourself. It just means a lot, because if it was truly a one-man show, I don't think that we would have the impact that we're able to have. So Just, man, big thank you to everybody that supports us in our mission.